Okay.
And Josh is here.
Yeah, Josh is here. We've got Eder here if we have any questions. And that should, there's just one, there should be a page in your packet that shows Works Division. And it outlines 2023 proposed, what 2022 budget was. And it breaks it down. I don't know if y'all could see this, and I apologize, you know, you're, but it should be in your packet where it's got material and supplies that was removed, tools and equipment. Those two line items were removed. And to where we've got more specific. Is that a good way to say, Carl? We've got sports complex, we've got 24,000. Got trees and landscape, 12,000. Training and trade show, 6,000. Tables and benches, 20,000. New pump and BMX park is 200,000. That's just the biggest thing, but yeah. Walking bike, property acquisition, 30,000. Parks and recreation advertising, 3,000. Existing trail improvement in the dam on, this would be the Kissing Creek Trail, 40,000. So that brings us up to 335,000 for 2023 proposed budget.
Okay, so why is the Parks and Rec, is this from the A&P fund? Why are they paying for training and trade shows? Wouldn't that come out of the regular city budget?
That would be for them to go to trade shows. Is that correct?
If the Parks and Rec Advisory Board goes, they have to come out of that fund. For them to go to any trade shows or any of the fund meetings, they have to come paid for out of this one, but not the general.
But these funds come from A&P, right?
Correct.
So how does that advertising and promotion make sense that we're paying for someone to go to a trade show?
This is the Parks and Rec Board.
That doesn't seem like it's advertising and promotion. Am I like not understanding what this is for, or?
The Parks and Rec Board to go to a training. What it amounts to.
So it wouldn't be the employees per se. It's the
Right, it's not
Parks and Rec Board.
Yeah, it's the board. It's the elected or the appointed officials.
Yes. Whereas there is a
Right, but
separate
I
budget for employees for the Parks and Rec, but this is for the Parks and Rec Board.
Right.
But
Okay.
this is all funded through the A&P, right? The 80%?
Correct. And that's my understanding. That's the way it's supposed to work is the AP Commission collects the money, they move 80% to the Parks and Rec Fund, and then Parks and Rec Fund expenses are paid out of the Parks and Rec Fund. And part of those expenses are sending the Parks and Rec Board to training.
I understand where
Okay.
Catherine's coming from. She's concerned that we're sending employees when we should be using the general fund to send employees. And I think
Yeah.
What we, Okay.
this is the Parks and Rec Board is citizens, not employees, and that's where they're going to use this money, is to send
Correct.
members of the Parks and Rec Board and not employees. And
Right. Any employee training comes out of either the general or the street fund. It does not come out of A&P Commission money. That's, yeah.
Okay, but is this not what we're approving? Because it says training and trade shows.
It's training and trade shows for the Parks and Rec Board,
Parks and Rec Advisory
the
Board.
advisory board, not the employees.
so that there's clarification, maybe we should change that line item to say training and trade shows for the board members so that we know we're specifically using that money and it's not going to be used for employees. Would that help you, Catherine?
Yeah, I just want clarification because it seems a little confusing and it's not, it does, when I look at it, it doesn't look like it's related to A&P.
Yeah, I mean, coming from someone new to all this, I'll be very honest, I'm very new to all this and don't understand a lot of it. I would question that as well. How is that benefiting in the long run? How is that benefiting the businesses? How is that advertising promotion as well? Just seeing it. And just for my own knowledge, I'm sorry if it's too non-training for my part, but like, is there a list? of where this stuff is delegated, like that we could educate ourselves better. So that we come to these meetings a little bit better educated and better prepared, you know, like this is AP and this goes to this and why. I mean, just a little bit of explanation.
The Parks and Rec Fund has no employees. So by default, that money is not used for any employee. That's the only personnel that are attached to the Parks and Rec Fund are the Parks and Rec Board.
But that money right there
Right.
that you're just asking about, that's what that money is for, is to help educate you guys on the board, the new ones that are coming in, that training and trade show. The trade show is supposed to be for you guys to promote AMP, go to these shows and promote the city. But the training is only for the board members. And to get
Okay,
your
so
education-
I've been on this council for almost a year, and this is the first I've heard that we have the ability to go get training on how AMP is actually supposed to work.
Mhm.
I can't answer to that. That was our predecessors. I'm just talking from this point forward. I don't have an answer for that.
She's referring to A&P training. This is Parks and Rec training. We don't have any
Yeah, we
training
don't.
budget for A&P.
Right.
Yeah, not AMP.
I
but
think
I'm
that's
talking
what
about-
that's what I'm hearing.
Parks, not AMP.
For parks.
Yes. It's
Okay.
not,
So,
it's not for the AMP commission members. It's for the Parks and Rec Board. Period.
okay, who's on the Parks and Rec board? And what training, what trade shows are they going to that the advertising and promotion committee is funding?
First
Because
answer,
it's- Go
first
ahead.
answer would be Don Castillo, Robin Reed, Angela, and you're gonna forgive me for every name because I don't have it in front of me. Jacob, Samantha, Josh Levy, Jeremy Easom. There's like 9 total.
Okay,
And there's
Okay.
usually one training or 2 trainings a year, which is a Parks and Rec Parks and Rec committee. They usually have it in Little Rock. This year will be in Jonesboro. Basically, it's where all the vendors come together to do splash pads, playgrounds. Basically networking for everything for Parks and Rec, slides, swings, everything. And that's where they have basically a trade show. And I
Okay.
guess the training word could be modified. So it doesn't say as much training, more as it trains people, it trains us on what the new equipment is, what's coming out. That's where we got the splash pad. That's where we've got the new playgrounds. That's where we've gotten the new options of different toys for the city we've done.
okay, that makes a lot more sense. That I understand. It's just very vague the way it is now, and it's very, you know, when you don't know what you don't know, so.
Yeah. And that goes back to my question of, could we get some, I mean, just a better explanation of, you know, like I would question before that comment, I would have questioned, well, how is them getting trained? How is that promoting? Like, I haven't seen them promote our businesses at all, but it's behind the scenes in other ways they're doing it.
Correct.
It's not really advertising. Yeah.
When they go to it, they advise, unfortunately me, on what they think would be good for baseball fields, playgrounds. And then it goes to basically the Public Works Parks Division on what to use or what we can use for that money. So the advisory board helps us out with basically what they're called, an advisory board on what they would recommend for what's best for the city, for the parks and playgrounds.
So it's almost like, where do we need updated? Where does Centerton Park, you know, where do we need updated on? We need a splash park. You know, we're behind on that. We need a bike trail, you know, things like that. It's saying as a whole, what our city's lacking and where we need to spend that money and what we need to do to
Correct.
come
Yes.
up. Okay.
That and new advances, new technologies, new playgrounds, that kind of thing.
So it's a trade show and I guess I would tell you that the training part of it comes from networking with other cities and finding out what other people are doing and
Yep.
how they are making the best use of their money and getting the biggest bang for their buck. So
So just to add on that note, it is actually training because there are offered several different courses throughout the days that are spent there. One which was for like ours that we have small budgets. They do try to advise accordingly as to how do we add new playgrounds versus making in case new subdivisions with per se 200 houses coming in, how can we make them or advise them to put in a playground as such, or try to obtain certain tax from them or certain percentage of per lot to put in a parks. So things like that is training. And then, like I said, too, networking helps us as well. And then it puts us on the map, and they also advise us what's going on throughout Northwest Arkansas. How can we be on the same page as everybody else and not be left behind?
Okay. So, and I know we're going to talk about this a little bit further down, but if there's going to be that much quote training and education for the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, I think that we definitely need to be that granular with advertising and promotion of the businesses that are paying in and giving Centerton these tax dollars.
Mhm.
Because it seems like everything is focused on Parks and Rec, which is great because we need that, and we need places for the kids to play, and we need, you know, what's up and coming so that we are a destination place for people to live and play. But we also need to be this detailed with these small businesses that are basically giving the city $300,000 a year and are getting absolutely zip in return.
I agree.
Good points, good discussion. Any other questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the budget for 2023. Parks and Rec.
I think, so we are clear, I would make a motion, but admin where it says training and trade show for board members of the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, something like that. So we know that's who that money's going to.
I agree.
Okay, good points. We've noted that, so we will do that. So Darren, is you approve with that comment?
Yes, that would be my motion to, with that amendment.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
No, let's do a roll call.
Oh, okay, we'll do a roll call.
Do a roll call now. All right, so. You want me to do a roll call?
Sure.
Okay, Scott Betty,
Yes.
Josie Reed,
Yes.
Dan Warren,
Yes.
Paul.
With a caveat on it, because I think what we need to do is educate the A&P Commission into kind of what, again, with the money, where is it all going and what are these people all doing? I don't have the education in doing it. And it's kind of part of what I'm lacking in, because I agree with everything she's saying. It's also, I mean, Mayor and I have talked about promoting businesses, so I approve it, but with a caveat.
Okay, and then that's a yes also?
Yeah.
Okay, Amber,
Yes.
Catherine,
Yes.
okay, and Donna.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have review and approve the 2022 A&P budget.
All right, and this is where some of the questions that talk about promotions and things, I know me and Catherine, I reached out to her. And, you know, we spent quite a bit of time. I was listening to some great ideas she had. So let me just kind of go briefly over this for that budget. And then I'm gonna walk up to the camera so you can kind of see what I'm thinking here on a promotional item. But I also want to say any kind of promotional things we want to do, I want to make sure that we get approval from this governing body first before we can spend it. But every year we've budgeted for Christmas lights, and Josh is here if you have any questions for that. I recommend $10,000. Center today, the seed funds for $3,000. That's what I've been using every year. And on the center today, we usually spend under that. Because, you know, we do take some revenue in for booths. But then we also have some expenditures for, this year, we put some, inflatables out, we put some tents and things out, but it never goes over 3,000 as far as the difference. Banners, every year to help promote the city. They put them around the walking trail in the main city park. But they're getting old matching funds for fireworks that we did last year, is 5,000, and then promotional items. Because I'm hearing what everyone's saying, and I agree with you. We need to spend some more money on promoting our city. And then when we get a little bit further down the roster here, a couple more ideas that I'm working on, actually with some feedback from Paul. And I'll talk about it when that time comes. But one thing I wanted to start, I know that like when me and Catherine talked, we thought maybe we can, maybe once a month, highlight one of our local businesses. Maybe give them a little radio advertising, like on Kerm Radio. It's pretty inexpensive. Make it more of an issue out of it. And help get that word out. Like, and I know we have almost 200 businesses, and we were kind of focusing more maybe with the ones who actually collect A&P taxes, which is mainly a lot of our restaurants and our lodging. But then one thing I wanted to just bring, I'm gonna walk over because some of you are on Zoom. This is just an idea, and if you're good with it, I'll get started. But once upon a time, the city, many years ago, we just put a book out, and this is just an example. This is not the book we put out. This is just one I picked up from the Benton County Fair, and I hope everybody can see me okay. But what I'm proposing, at least to get started, to maybe get all of our businesses out, is maybe create a book, something similar to this. Maybe the first couple pages, we'll talk about the city, what we have here, as far as.
Bill, it's still just got your screen shared. We can't see you. At least I can't.
Oh, I don't have the camera on. Sorry. Oh, it's on.
I'm able to see you, Bill.
Yeah, I'm able to see you too.
Yeah, I can turn the screen share off if you need me to for a second, Darren.
You might just have to go close to the camera.
I'll go closer
It's hard
to
to
it.
see you when you're from a
Give
distance.
me a second.
You can't see me? Yeah, okay, anyway, so where I was at with this, and actually, Parks and Rec, and Public Works, they've been updating our website as far as current locations of our park. We want to put it in here. Maybe have it, highlight our parks, talk about our utilities, talk about our community, hours of operation. But then I wanted to start some pages in here. I'll just list all 200 of our businesses. Have names of businesses like Hallelujah Bakery, 271 North Main Street, phone number, contact information. Maybe have a space for website under it. We'll see how that all plays out with who I'm going to have design it. And then later on in this book, it'll just be something that we don't charge anybody for. But if the folks want a bigger ad, like, here's some ads that were put in there, like Paul or Ravington or, 72 West or something, want to put a bigger ad in, then there would be an expense. I don't know what that expense would be. And then what we can do with these is we can take it to all our storefront businesses. We can buy a quantity. I don't know what that cost looks like yet. I do have somebody who's very interested in doing this, who actually did some work for me personally. Did a great job, and he's willing to, at least put this together, and then I can bring it back to our next meeting and let y'all look at a draft, PDF of it, and see if that's how we want to move forward. And I can get you prices at that time. But and we can get like a quantity, maybe I don't know, let's say 2,000 or 3,000. Put them in all our storefront businesses. So when you walk in, Boo Pig Booey or Paul's Place, you got this book here that tells you, about the community. We'll have some at City Hall, Utilities Department, and things. I think that's just one avenue to maybe help get our message and our word out, and promote all of our businesses. Then I'm going to talk to you later about the website down the agenda. But this is just an idea. And then, like I said, the 40,000. We'll have some other ideas collaboratively as I hope we meet quarterly and more often. Because one thing I did hear is over the last couple of years is we do need to meet more, and I agree with you, instead of just approving a budget every year. So I hope we all can work together and do that. But anyway, that's just my idea. If you're okay with me moving that, we can make a separate motion, but that's just something I was thinking of. And I think that'll just get us a start. I can leave it to Senator I care. No, because people walk in there all the time. And that's the only things I had. Also, this budget, if we get in there and we really get going and we want to spend more promotional dollars or anything, we can always amend this budget. This is we can come back to the quarterly meeting and change it. So if we get this thing going, everything's going great, everybody has a lot of great ideas. We want to put another 20,000 in, and we can just amend it in a meeting. It's not an issue, but we do, I agree with, especially like I said, Catherine was a big inspiration to me. She spent a lot of time and she just told me, hey, here's how it is, Bill, and here's what I'm seeing as a business, and Paul has too. And I think that, I hear you, and I think this is a great start.
No, and I agree. I can't tell you how many, I'm seasonal or trying to stay open through the year, but that's not working out too well. But I don't, I hear so many times, oh, I didn't even know you were here. Just my little trailer. And, and I'm on Facebook. I'm wearing that thing out every day I promote. And, Centerton has just grown so much that it's not like, oh, you just drive by and you see these businesses now. There's people that literally, you wonder if they're living under a rock because they don't know we're here. And we can't just rely on Facebook. And that's something that, Bentonville does a really good job. There's signs, there's, we've got to get more promotion on our businesses. Not just mine, but especially the littler ones, the smaller ones that don't have the big billboards, like the food truck court, they have the big sign, or, just these businesses that don't have that big sign out front that you kind of have to go and turn and look for, because I don't want to leave Centerton. Like, I'll be very honest and upfront. I don't want to leave Centerton, but would I do better in a bigger town because it's promoted better? I think I would. I'm doing the best I can with my business, but I need help. I do, because there's people that just don't even know I'm there. So I would definitely, yes, for any kind of, I love the book idea. I do PowerPoint, so I would help too if you ever get in a bind or need something else. So I do think that's a great idea. And, I'm willing to talk to you as well. I know we've talked a little bit, but, and then especially maybe even tailor some of the businesses, like obviously in the summer, mine would be the most important.
Yes.
That's the most important time for mine to get out there. So, but I
Yeah,
appreciate that. So.
This is Amber, and I'd love to piggyback on that. Centerton's also about to get a lot of exposure when Dave and Jenny Mars do when their next season is unveiled and they open the shop on Main Street. Like, people are going to come here for tourism just because Dave and Jenny Mars live in Centerton.
Yes.
People travel to Waco, Texas to go to the silos because of Joanna and Chip Gaines. Like, we're a miniature Waco in the making, because we have some celebrities in town. So if we could piggyback on some of that movement,
Yes.
Absolutely.
that's a huge deal. We have celebrities right in our town. Granted, their show shows the opening of shows the Bentonville Water Tower, but their shop is in our town.
Yeah, and I just found out they even, I guess I'm living under a rock too, because I didn't know that. So, even promoting things like that would be the splash park. I'm amazed at how many people, when they come up in the summer to my trailer, if they're in their bathing suits, I'll be like, oh, did you go to the splash park? No, we were in Bentonville. Centerton has one. And I'm like, how do you not know that? People don't even realize we have that splash park. And I know a lot of work and a lot of money's went towards it. So,
and it's safer than Bentonville's, because Bentonville's is pretty sketchy for parents of young ones, by the way.
So we've got to do a little bit more on that, I think. I think it'll just help Centerton and as a whole, even if I'm, not just the businesses. So
I'd like to piggyback on some of this. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I've got Dave and Jenny right next door to me, and it's going to explode here. Like, I don't think we can imagine. I don't know how big this is going to get when they do open up the shop. And I think Mayor Bill and I have been talking a while about an idea I've been kind of running. I think our webpage needs to be updated immensely, maybe by a third party, because I get people coming in here and they're coming in from California, New York, Chicago, and a lot of what they're saying, and I'm listening to a lot of the feedback, is the webpage is kind of where everybody goes to before they move here to get a lot of the background information on the city, what businesses are here locally. And we need to really pop our webpage up beyond Bentonville. We need to quit using Bentonville as an example and just go way beyond it because this city is just growing. I've got trucks and traffic in front of me. 102 is going to grow. There's a lot of projects around. And there's really no place right now. And the mayor and I have been going back and forth on this. I think we need kind of a business tab on the web page, which you can, at least with the businesses, have a page and you can keep it updated with your menus, with photographs, with information about your business. So people out of state can go ahead and at least see, okay, let's use the bakery as an example, that there's something unusual in Centerton, and we start building the businesses as kind of a big focal point of why you're coming here. We're unique. We're different than Bentonville. We're different than Fayetteville. And we need to really kind of put a lot of that money, which again, I don't know where it's tracked or where it's going into. I know I pay it, but we need to kind of focus it on the book. That's a great idea. But the web page is one of the main contacts that a lot of these people have in order to start their investigation when they buy a house here. And we've got a lot of housing going on. So for me, I want to see kind of the web page really blossom into this really kind of dynamic place where they can go ahead and find us and be able to get a lot of information about Centerton and the businesses. It's on the back.
And Paul,
Bill.
Paul,
Yeah,
that's coming up in this meeting. That's item number 12.
okay, I know, but I just wanted to piggyback on it because I'm kind of going to be.
Yeah, I got it.
Sure. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
So if
love
we
what
just back up. Yeah, I'm sorry.
about-
If we could- I'm sorry, Paul, if we could back up just a little bit. And then do we have any other questions specifically to the 2023, the budget?
I need to change.
Yeah, I
it.
do have
I
a
see it.
question.
Yeah, these be
I
2023.
gotta fix
I
that.
have a question about the Christmas lights.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so the Christmas lights, do we spend money on that every year? Are we replacing stuff that needs to be replaced? Or are we just adding to what we have? And do we have an inventory of what we have and what we're using and how much we've spent? And where that stuff, where is it being put up? You know, not just in the park, you know, the downtown park, but are there other places around town that that stuff is being used?
We do have an inventory of lights. We have been over the past 3 to 4 years slowly phasing out, as I call residential lights, which are the Walmart and Sam's lights.
Okay,
We are going more commercial lights. One, they have a longer longevity. 2, if anybody's hung Christmas lights and you have one bulb out, it takes half a strand. We don't have that anymore.
right,
The commercial lights, you can
Okay.
replace a bulb as needed. They're a little more expensive, but they do last 3 to 5 years. Right now, I do have an inventory of what we have, basically what is out at Public Works, Old City Hall or Community Center, as they call it. And the PD is all we have lit right now. We have been in talks of doing more, like doing the poles through the walking trail and all that. Problem we have is electricity. There is electricity to it, but it does not run 110, so we are still doing research on that. Basically,
Okay.
we have a little bit of inventory still left over if we have to make repairs, extra bulbs, some more stakes and stuff like that. But basically what we have out is what you see. I mean, what you see is what we have out.
Okay.
We don't have a huge inventory. I have probably about 1,000-foot roll of lights, which if you do a building, it doesn't take long to get rid of that. And then, like I said, 1,000 bulbs. But you gotta have 1,000-foot lights for 1,000 bulbs. We're slowly, like I said, transitioning away from the residential to all commercial. That's what we're trying to do.
And just give you a perspective of cost, when we hang those lights, those little magnets that we're hanging the ropes on are $1 a piece. So that's the type of expenditures that Josh is dealing with those Christmas lights. So when you look at that 10,000 and you think Christmas lights, that's a lot. But when we're hanging a building, we've got to use several hundreds of those magnet to hang those lights.
The roll comes.
no, and I understand that.
Yeah, the roll comes at
I
every
understand that.
foot. A light every foot, so you have, it's $1.02 a bulb, $1 for a magnet, and then, and I don't have the number in front of me for a 1,000-foot roll, so. It does add up pretty quickly, but I don't have to replace a whole strand if one bulb goes out. I can unscrew a bulb, put a new bulb in it and move on.
Right. Well, and you were talking about like electricity, like on the trails and stuff. I've seen like in Lowell, they have like Christmas lights, like a wreath or a snowflake, and it's lit up, on the poles, like say going down 102. We don't have anything like that that makes it look inviting to come down into Centerton. And I think that we need to look at that. And if we can't do the lights because there's an electricity issue, maybe we do like those, like some type of Christmas banner, that is unique to Centerton and on the walking trails, so that it's festive and it makes things look inviting. And, hey, look, the city is celebrating Christmas. Right now, if you don't go down Main Street, or you don't go to the police department, or you don't drive by the fire station next to my business, you're not going to see anything.
That will be in one of our objectives next year. Me and Josh have already met and talked about, because we used to put large like snowflakes on the telephone poles down City Hall area, the old City Hall. We're looking into going back to doing that. And then we are looking at doing the poles down the trails and down 102. But like Josh had said, we've got to worry about electricity, and we're going to have to upgrade all those poles. There goes cost and everything else. But it is on our agenda we are working towards that. Yes.
Okay.
I think I encourage you all to keep these thoughts. And when we get down to point, number 9 here, where it's discuss and schedule quarterly meetings, that's where we start looking at, okay, when are we having quarterly meetings? What's our agenda going to be for that meeting? Is it going to be to talk about Christmas decorations? Do we need to do that? Is it going to talk about the booklet? So I think we really need to get thinking ahead, definitely keep these thoughts and bring them toward these future meetings. And then we could really put them into action, right? We put them on the agenda and we figure out what we want to do and act on them. So as far as the budget is concerned, it sounded like did I have an approval? 2023 AP budget.
Before you do, I just wanted to, if someone does approve it, because I did mention a little earlier, all expenditures from this fund, I wanted to make sure I got board approval first. So when you make approval for the AP budget,
Yes.
will someone add it? You give me the okay to go ahead and have somebody at least, get designing the book for us. And then I can bring it back to the next meeting. It'll just be a draft. And in between the meetings, if I get it sooner, I will email it out to everybody so you can have it in advance of the meeting and offer your feedback.
Yeah, I didn't know if we want to do that as 2 separate motions, approve the
You
budget.
can do either way. I don't.
Let's go ahead and if we could do that, maybe do it as 2 separate.
Okay.
Approvals. If we go ahead and approve the AMP budget for 2023. Do you have a motion to approve that?
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
second.
I make a motion to approve.
So you got Donna, Catherine, you want to second it?
Yes, was it Catherine and Donna? Did we hear that correctly?
Yes, I make the motion. Donna.
Okay, do we need to let's go and do a roll call.
Okay, let me just write down Catherine's name and Donna. Hold on. All right, roll call. Scott. Yes. Josie.
Yes.
Darren.
Yes.
Paul.
Yeah.
Amber.
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
And Donna.
Yes.
Okay, so then our next order, let's go ahead and proceed. I know that we've had a motion that want to proceed with the booklet, the advertising, and I don't know what kind of booklet we want to call it, advertising booklet, the Centerton ad booklet.
Yeah.
Welcome
booklet.
Welcome booklet. Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the proceeding of the welcome booklet?
Moved.
Sky,
I make a motion to.
I
second it.
that was Donna for a second, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, Paul,
Yeah,
okay,
either one of us. Yeah, we both said it.
okay,
Do it all in favor.
okay, so all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, now next, we're gonna talk about expiring terms, people that are currently on the board. I don't know if you want to cover this.
Yeah, so I'll cover it real quick. We do have 3 get ready to expire this month. Josie expires, and it's just because of on her and Darren, it's just because of the term of their
Election term.
election term. Yeah, sorry about that. So Josie just got reelected, so if we want to let, if she wants to stay, we'll move her to 2026. When Darren was first put on, he did expire in 2022. However, he accepted a different position, so now expires in 24. So we just have to, if he wants to do that, we can change it, and I'll get council approve it the next meeting. And then Amber's term is up, and this is up for a 4-year term if Amber hopefully would like to continue serving. So what's y'all's druther, or what would y'all like to do?
Yeah, I'm
As far as
okay.
the members,
Yeah, I'm okay to continue.
okay, Josie's good. Darren, you good?
If the rest of the members are good with me, I'll continue to serve. Yes.
Great. And then Amber, you okay to serve 4 more years?
Is that? I don't know yet, to tell you the truth. We are actively trying to sell the Ravington.
Okay.
COVID hit us really hard and we just have no energy to try to recover.
Okay.
So we're not public about it, but we are actively working towards that. So the second we sell, I'm jumping ship. I'm out. So I'm super happy to service as long as I own the Ravington.
That's what I was gonna ask you, if you just wanna go ahead and continue the term and then.
Yeah, I
you
would.
can Drop off.
I would love to continue to be on the
Okay.
commission just because I love the city. But like I said, so when we do sell, I will be stepping down.
Okay.
But
that's-
yeah, but I don't know how long it's going to take us. If anybody knows of anybody who wants to buy turnkey business, reach out to me. So
Okay.
Very good.
Maybe you should contact Dave and Jenny Mars.
yeah, Dave gave us an offer. It wasn't what we need.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Change when they open up.
And,
Okay.
and are the terms going to be listed correctly on the AMP page of the website?
Yes, they will.
Because I noticed that Skies is expired. It was says 21 or something like that.
That's my fault. Yeah, we approved him at the last meeting and I didn't update. Yeah, well, we've been working on the website.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we've been working on it. Yeah, I will personally get that correct.
Okay, so then for Amber, should we just put her for another year? So we've got at least something on the AP website? And then,
Yes.
will that be okay, Amber?
Yes. Thank you.
Well, we definitely appreciate all serving. So do we need anything else for that, Mayor, to proceed?
I don't see if they're willing to serve, I will present it to the council meeting next week.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so next we have discuss and schedule quarterly meetings. And so we're thinking maybe April, March, June, March, June, and September.
And I was thinking, unless you all have some other ideas, maybe just, we're meeting on a Wednesday. This is the first one. This is the first Wednesday of the month, maybe just the first Wednesday of these months. We can have it scheduled, get them on the website and if we need to change them or we need any special meetings, we can certainly do that too. But this will get us, hopefully meeting more and working together and, keeping each other updated.
Yeah, I think it'll give us a little traction that we can be a little more focused on our, what we want to achieve and then going forward, achieving that. So I think that first
Well,
meeting,
and I think it'll help educate the people on the commission because when I took my position here, I honestly had no clue what I was supposed to be doing and what this committee was for. I just
Yeah.
knew it was a tax that we collected. I got zero information.
Same here.
that's a great point. And I think maybe that's something that we cover in our first meeting in March then, is just what is the AMP? What is
Well,
it?
that's actually coming up there.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
gonna suggest that. I think that would, because I'll be honest, I don't feel 100% comfortable even being on it, not understanding it, because that's why I don't say much usually. I don't feel like I can add anything because I'm still learning through each meeting. So I do think a meeting dedicated just to that would help greatly.
Okay, so do we want to take point number 11? I'm not sure what all we're going to cover with that. And is that one we want to put towards our March meeting? And really discuss, responsibilities of training.
I think so, because I think it needs to be a kind of a more in-depth conversation so
Okay.
that people can ask questions and not
Okay.
just, be limited in time because we have so many other things to discuss.
Okay.
And I think we could actually bring added value to the meetings, like maybe, a couple days before the meeting, if there's something you know, Catherine's had at her business or something that came up, and, you know, we might want to add to the meeting to discuss, or
Yes,
if you have an
absolutely.
idea, like the cards that Mayor Bill is doing. I mean, if somebody else would have thought of that and said, hey, I have this idea, you know, we could actually be more involved in discussing it and not just have that on you guys' shoulders of what do we talk about or what do we have, you know. Obviously there's important things that have to be discussed, but we could add value to that as well, I think, and have our own agenda as well.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
We need to
So
approve
our
meetings.
yeah, our plan, do we need a motion that we'll start meeting March, June, and September, the first Wednesday of the month,
7 o'clock. in the morning.
7 a.m.? So this work okay for everyone?
Would that include
Yes.
December?
We'll be doing it quarterly, so it'll be March, June, yeah, and then.
December, yeah.
Yes, good point. Sorry, I missed that.
October, November, December. Yeah, okay.
Yes, good point, Edgar. Thank you. So we March, June, September, December, first Wednesday of the month at 7 a.m.
I think it sounds good.
I make a motion, we approve those dates and times for the quarterly meetings.
Okay,
I'll second.
it's Amber. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, so next we have on the agenda is discuss credit card payments.
Yeah, I'm gonna briefly turn it over to Carl. This is actually come out of the conversation with me and Catherine, and I know she's brought up before too, and anyway, I brought it to Carl. He said we can do it, so I'll let Carl take that over.
But we can do it, and I am working with the bank right now, and also council has to approve a new bank account because of technical things with the bank, so that all those payments go into one bank account. My goal is to go live January 1st. So
Okay.
that's
And that's to pay A&P tax, right?
to pay A&P tax. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how will we communicate that
You
out
know
to
how happy this makes me.
We will write, I'll have our staff here, they'll write a letter.
We'll write a letter, but that's one of the things that when we talked about the website. This
on
information.
the website as well?
ought to go on the website,
Okay, perfect.
so that businesses can always go to the website and see what's the latest information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions about the credit card payments?
Carl, you'll send that out to everyone who pays A&P so they know like where they can go, any fees that are involved or anything like, we'll have details about everything, right?
Yes, ma'am, as soon as I can facilitate the whole thing and I know exactly what the details are.
So that he'll do up a letter and get it sent out to
Okay.
the businesses.
Okay, good.
Okay, so it looks like number 11, we're gonna go ahead and move that and put that on the March agenda to discuss the role and duties of the A&P Commission. So next
Yes.
we have discussed the website changes.
Yeah, and
Also
I'll,
we go to third party.
no, so here's what this is actually, I've been working on this, for a while, and hopefully we go live real soon. And again, me and Paul has been talking about this quite a bit. So what you see, you should be seeing on your screen, this is the city of Dawson, Minnesota. This is the same vendor we use for our website. It's a company called Municipal Impact. So it is a third-party company. I've been working with the third party. I'm just working on finding all your websites and different links so we can do this. So at the end of the day, we will have a link. I don't know if it's going to be called Chamber of Commerce, if you look on the right side there, or if it's going to be called Business Directory. I'm not really certain yet. But like this thing rotates, ours does all that too. But what this is, you'll click right here. This is just a sample of the Minnesota one. So what we'll have, I have a link there for attractions, we'll talk about parks, splash pads, different things, but then all the businesses, as far as like accounting, finance, well, let's go down to attorneys. I think that one worked good. So say you're looking for an attorney, you click the button and there it is. And if you see, there's like the Culver Law Firm, Miller Law, but if they have a website, they'll be highlighted here in I think it looks like orange to me. And then you can click on that hyperlink and it'll go to their website. And this is to go, and like I said, I do have a list of all the businesses on there now. That was also a conversation with me and Paul, but after some more discussion, we felt, after our discussion, we felt this was good. The vendor, the city is paying for this. I'm not asking A&P for anything because we already pay to maintain the website. So any new businesses that come in, we will, my assistant, has full access to this website. The company will put them on initially, just since there'll be a bunch of them. But you have the same thing, like I have somebody reaching out, hey, what churches do you have, Bill? Well, here you go. You know, I mean, we have a whole lot more than this, but, you know, we have their website. The carrier is also checking to see if maybe, if you don't have a website, maybe there's a Facebook link we can go to. Cause I know some of the businesses, you know, like I know Catherine's has, I know she has a website too, but some of them just have Facebook. And they can still click on there and then get the Facebook information, you know, and different specials, you know, here's lodging, housing, restaurants, and different things. But then we can come down here and add our annual events, Centerton Day, the community fireworks deal, anything else, you know, I'm working right now with 4-H for an Easter. We can get all this on here. There'll be about us and also just, you know, like I said, the attraction. So this is something I'm working on. This will be done by your next meeting. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of next month. You know, I usually what I do, go home and take the computer home on the weekend. I work on just so I can get all this done. I'm getting everything for them. And then also like maybe on our homepage, like we were talking about, you know, maybe we'll just add an advertising promotion page instead of Chamber of Commerce. I don't know yet. But then I'm also going to add the agendas, the minutes, you know, down there. So, and then, you know, I'll probably get pictures of all you. We're cleaning the whole website up. It is a work in progress, but this is very important to me because like Paul said, hey, they're going to come to Centerton. What do you have? Where's your churches? I had a man ask me the other day. Well, here they are, you know, so this is coming and it's going to be very inexpensive. And then after we get the template set up, we can do it ours.
Will this be every business that has a business license?
Everybody has a storefront business license, yes.
Okay, then yes.
Storefront.
Yeah, to Carl's point.
We can still have, this is minor issue we could work out.
I think if you're paying for business license.
Yeah, I think,
you wanna be-
I agree.
We can do both.
How to work.
It's easy.
I have a self-interest. in that, but-
Oh, no, I know you do.
You know,
Tax services, Carl's your guy. But anyway,
okay, so then we're just gonna note, if you would mind, Mayor, if you'll put down, then just give us an update end of January. Just here's what.
yeah, so I'll keep I'll keep you all posted, but I'm kind of excited about this. So I'll get this started. Maybe we have to Carl's point, we'll figure it out.
So
I just want to get started here first.
I have a question on this, and this again, probably is just my not being educated on how all this stuff kind of works, but why don't we have a Chamber of Commerce? And I
That's
asked
the next item.
Yeah, that's actually.
well, because I'd like to, if I can, I'd like to vibrate on that just a little bit. I've worked with a lot of the smaller towns because we're mobile and we go to like different events. And one that I'm going to point out is Grab It. I actually have worked with the Chamber of Commerce down to the wire with her. And like some of the events they're doing right now is every business is decorating their windows for Christmas and they're having a contest. They're doing a bingo, a business bingo, like each business puts a square on a sheet and, you know, customers, residents get that filled up. I would definitely volunteer for something like that. I don't have a life. My kid's grown up now. I love doing things like this. I plan to do more with my business. I've already done a lot, bringing in, you know, characters for my anniversary dates. You know, I have some things going on that I wanted to do if I can stay in business throughout the season. So I would definitely volunteer to be on the board or just, you know, even if we don't necessarily have a chamber, although the definition of a Chamber of Commerce is every community usually has one, and it's to help to further the interest of small businesses in your local area. So even if we don't necessarily build us a Chamber of Commerce, if there's rules or regulations why we can't, you know, I would love to be a part of a committee that does that and maybe even take that off of you guys to a certain extent. Like, you know, maybe you shouldn't have to do all the parade, you know, Christmas event, Centerton days, you know, I would love to help out with ideas on what to bring to those to make them even bigger and better. You know, that's just something I love. If I could afford the Ravington, I would definitely buy it right now to do my own event center because I love that.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Donna. I would definitely.
I will tell you, if you have a Chamber of Commerce, it is my personal opinion, if you're gonna do it right, you have to have somebody who's on a daily basis in charge of the operation.
Right, okay, so I'm just gonna feed in. We'll
Volunteer based.
go ahead and transition from our website, because I think we're good with that. And
Yeah, I don't need nothing
I
with
want to
that.
be where people's time here. So yes, Donna, I totally
Can
wrote
I,
your
can I
name
just,
down.
can I just make one? Can I just make one suggestion on the website? When you're gonna list the businesses, can we please list them like, we're a corporation, but we do business as the Wicked Bean? And when I was originally looking through the list, I could not find us because you guys had us listed as our corporation and not our doing business as. So nobody would ever know that that's us, the coffee shop.
Yeah, it should be DBA.
Okay, so I wrote down DBA as well. Okay.
They'll probably just say Wicked Bee.
Okay, thank you.
11507, you know, yeah, I won't, that specific.
Carl is shaking his head on that. So I'm gonna touch real quick on Chamber of Commerce. Donna, I wrote your name down for this as well, because I've been blessed with the opportunity actually to meet with the Siloam Springs and McDonald County, who are two very successful Chamber of Commerces. And just get ideas. Okay, where do we start? What does it even look like? I've heard of Chamber of Commerces. I see advertising out there. I get it. And really something that we need to look at is, yeah, we need volunteers. So Donna, I applaud you and thank you so much for stepping forward to say that, hey, you'll be a part of that, because that is one of the things that we need is to figure out, okay, volunteers. What we really need to focus on is a vision. What is Centerton? I know this has come at city council meetings. It's come up at different meetings. It's come up with our plan that we had for the city. What is our vision for Centerton? What is, if we had to say one mission statement, who are we? What is our personality? What do we want to do?
We
That's
need to be
what we
Walmart.
gotta
We need to
focus
do
on.
your,
Yeah,
we need to
yeah,
be
we
a
need to
one-stop
focus-
shop.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
need to focus on, we really need to focus on that vision and then
Mhm.
start gearing in on, okay, who are experts that can help us drive that vision? I feel like I've been trying to drive quite a bit this morning, so I apologize for that, but I feel like that's just where we are at a point with our city. We've got to get what's our personality here? So Donna, if you would mind, I would love to meet with you, maybe offline, and just share with you a little bit about the Siloam Springs in McDonald County. Kudos to them. They've done an outstanding job. I mean, one was, they took a chamber that was way, in debt and brought it forward, and now they're doing a lot of great things for Siloam Springs. If y'all have an opportunity, please go out and check their websites. Also check the greater Bentonville County, their website, because I know that there's businesses in our city that are connected to them that, hey, we want you to come to us first. But of course, we've got to figure out what is our offerings as a chamber. And it would operate, my understanding is it would operate separate from the city. And what I'm reading is the city can't fund it.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of things that we need to talk about to get started there.
City can't fund what?
The Chamber of Commerce.
You can fund the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, so let's have, I know Carl's got to slip out, so we can have a conversation with that as well.
You have to create a contract with the chamber.
Okay, so we can have a
You
contract.
can't just donate money.
Right, so we can have a contract.
Contract for the services.
Thank you for correcting.
God will rate what they're gonna do for the city.
Absolutely,
Then
absolutely.
you can.
Well, and I think that
That's
takes
where
a
this.
lot, I think it
this
takes a
vision and
lot
everything would
off
come
of,
in after that.
I
Okay,
had this argument with legislative audit once.
okay. Well, thank you, Carl. We appreciate your input. He's got to slip out. So it sounds like there's definitely more conversation to happen around the Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if we would have time in our March meeting, but certainly in the June meeting, and I know it's putting it off a little bit. So let's just kind of keep that in the, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I would love to talk to you about that, and even sooner than better, or sooner the better, because I think it would take a lot off of, Mayor Bill and this, this group even.
Yes.
And I think, I mean, even, from what I've understood, Gravitz has struggled because no one wanted to do it, basically.
Yeah, that's
And
been grab it down. Absolutely.
yeah, but just in the recent 6 months, I think with their turnover, I mean, they've done a lot. Like I said, for Christmas, they've got the business bingo. I mean, and I think what I've seen is it's more the businesses come together and promote versus the mayor versus the city versus, so that way, yeah, we're kind of promoting ourselves and in a group effort. Like one of the things I did with my business on Easter, I did Easter eggs. I hid the plastic Easter eggs all over town with a coupon for a free snow cone. Well, I even asked Catherine and them, can I hide one at your trailer? Harps, can I hide one here? Just different things like that. And I think, one of the ideas I had that I didn't get to do this year, but elf on the shelf, like make a little elf and make it like have it hidden somewhere around town, like, for people to find. And then they go to that business and, we could have it at the bakery, we could have it at the coffee shop, we could, just different things to bring to tie in all
Yeah,
the
love it.
businesses
Yeah,
and the
I
customers.
love these ideas, Donna. I don't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off, but I'm just
No,
want
I
to
know.
be, where people's time, and I want to get together with you and set some time up and just say, hey, here's what I've got, here's what you've got. Let's brainstorm these ideas together. So, let's figure out a time that we can get together and kind of go through that. Okay, so I'll reach out to you,
Okay.
after this meeting and see what we can get set up.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
There's no public comment, there's no.
Okay, yeah, we don't have any public on here. We don't have any public comment, so. I mean, I would just say, I guess for the record, if anybody has any comments, they could certainly email me and we could take your comments and go from there. So we'll move on to other business. I think we talked about AP to educate. We put that in, with our March meeting. I don't know of any other business. Does anybody have any other business that we need
I do have one
to?
brief comment on, as far as promotion and advertisement. I know the book sounds fine and dandy, but realistically, who grabs them these days? I am more aimed towards social media.
Yes.
So Facebook based on location will give you businesses around your location. So if somebody comes to Centerton and they have their locations on, businesses will start popping up around sponsored pages. So I am more aimed towards going towards that
Okay,
versus a booklet.
okay, okay.
Hey, we do both.
And then the booklet, we can put in possible coupons. for
Yes,
things
I
like
like the coupon idea.
They would have to.
Very good. Very
that.
good.
That was just a thought. I'm using that to our advantage. People tend to be more on Facebook than.
That's a good
Yeah,
thought.
great idea, yeah.
Demographically, our town is younger. I mean, really.
Yes.
Much more apt to using
Yes,
social media, but
Social media.
I think we do both. And it would be.
Yeah, I think both would be
I agree.
really good.
I agree. Very good.
I think we
Very
could do both. Social media is free. And like Donna, she does social media every day. I do every day as well, but there are still people who don't even know that we're there.
Yeah.
And I think that there needs to be some kind of billboard or something that helps to advertise these businesses that pay into A&P every single month down 102 or something, so that there is some awareness of what the city actually offers, whether it's signage that says,
Yes.
this is where Frosty Bites is 0.5 miles away, the Wicked Bean is 2 miles away, that kind of stuff, the Hallelujah Bakery and the Raving Head. There has to be something that is physical that, which we're gonna have to pay for, but that's to me
Yeah.
what this fund is for,
Yeah.
is to pay for promotion. And I understand you had said Kerm radio bill, but there's not a lot of people who actually listen to that.
Mhm.
So if we're going to do a radio ad, it needs to be on a relevant station that people actually listen to.
Well,
I
and-
just thought that was a thought.
To add to that,
It's a thought. It's a thought of radio station. So yeah, I think we phone
Yeah.
in on, okay, which radio station we go from there. So billboard, that's interesting that came up because actually at one of the chamber meetings, that was something that came up as well. As does the chamber spot do the billboard? I mean, these are conversations that obviously they come into play when we get more into the detail and the granular.
no, and I agree with that because,
Um,
I mean, from marketing standpoint, I mean, impulse is also huge. Like, there might
Yeah.
be people that aren't really wanting a coffee, but you drive by a billboard or a sign and you have the Wicked Bean sign. And like, you know what? Coffee sounds good. Let's turn. Or they're hot and they don't even think of a snow cone, but you see the sign and like, hey, let's get the kids a cheaper snow cone than go to, get them this expensive treat. So, I mean, I think impulse shopping is a huge thing. And if we can attract that person that's not looking on Facebook or not thinking, oh, I know where this is, or not looking it up, the person that's just driving by and, oh, there's a snow cone. Oh, there's a bakery. Let's get this. I think that's what we need more than anything, to be
Yeah, or
honest.
yeah, a cinnamon roll and a coffee,
Mhm.
Hallelujah Bakery, have a hot dog, walk the park, right?
Yeah.
So those types of things. So yeah, those are definitely things that we need to keep in our forefront. And
Just to add on
This
that
is
too,
Darren. I'm not a business owner, but I think of how am I going to find these businesses? If we do a paper publication, this little magazine, I have to go into Sky's office. I have to go to the coffee shop to pick this up. I think for my thoughts, the money would be better spent on something that's not tied to a location, but you have something, whether you do Facebook advertisement or you have your locations turned on, that when someone clicks on that, it takes them to a site that has every business, I just think those funds could be spent with some digital marketing better than just a paper, because digital is available to everybody. I can get on my phone and do a search, and it might, if I do a search for Centerton, takes me to a site that then has all the businesses listed with information about Centerton, versus I got to go to my eye appointment. Oh, look, there's a publication.
Yeah.
It's stuck at that location, versus the digital world is worldwide. I'm not a business owner. That's just my input, that I just feel those, we need to think more than just the paper publications. Can we do that? Yes, but I think those dollars would be spent better somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like
I
I said, I
agree
think,
because a lot of stuff is digital, but I brought this up with Bill. I don't think that it's fair that the mattress store is going to get free advertising when the Ravington, the Wicked Bean, the Hallelujah Bakery, and Frosty Bites are paying in to A&P, if the mattress store does not have to. So
Mhm.
I don't feel like they should be part of this, and maybe I'm just biased because I'm paying the tax. But I mean, if I'm paying it, I want the advertising.
Right. And I agree with you. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
and there's also big billboards advertising. I mean, I get it. They're a different retail space, but I still think we need that impulse, oh, look, hey, there's a bakery right there. Let's go get some cinnamon rolls or something. I mean, I really do. I think a lot of people, and maybe this is the Walmart vendor coming out at me, but a lot of people don't even look online. Hey, let's go look for a snow cone place. I think I get a lot of my business, like when I put signs out on 102, I get double my business than when I don't. And I think that's just people driving by. The kids see the snow cone sign, they're like, oh, I want one. And then they pull in. So I do think that's a very critical, for all of our businesses to have the signs out, or a billboard or something for that impulse shopper that's driving by and, oh, that sounds good, let's pull in. I mean, let's face it, all of us, I'm sure, have bought in that mindset. We weren't hungry for an ice cream, but we saw it on the billboard, or we weren't, wanting this, but we saw it and decided to stop and get it.
Very good discussion. Very good. Okay, I know we're running a
So
little.
I was gonna add though, but
Go ahead.
no, Josh and myself, we have been looking into signs, so that they're bringing up ideas that have been in the talks, but
Okay.
even just signs for ourselves as street department, it's very hard. These guys aren't coming up with signs fast enough for us, so it is in the talks and we are working on that, so just rest assured that it's being looked into as we speak already.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know. Okay, so we will get our March meeting planned. Donna, like I said, I'll meet with you kind of offline and we can maybe share some things at our next meeting, but the main focus is going to be the A&P education. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
I second.
We have a second.
I second.
Hey, before she calls for that, I just want to say, hey, I just want to thank everybody.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
was, and everybody who came in, my department heads and the folks, because this was a very good, very productive meeting. So I
Yes, thank
just
you.
want to say thank you all very much. Great.
Yes, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your input. We appreciate your involvement. So absolutely. Sorry, I kind of skipped ahead there. Okay, so it sounds like we've got an adjournment and y'all have a,
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
yes,
Merry
enjoy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and see you soon.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you.